Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're looking at the ugliest knife that Oknife has come out with to date. This is the Mettle 3. There it is, M-E-T-T-L-E. This is the third one, third edition. And it does come with a really nice pouch, I have to admit. These are some of the nicest knife pouches. And in this little, very secured pocket that's hard to get to, is our little challenge coin. Come on. And I dig these. I think it's just cool. I mean, you know, even if you're paying 60 bucks for a knife or even less on a any kind of deal or anything, let's go ahead and use the knife, right? It is a bonus to get bonus stuff, right? And I know a lot of people don't want to pay extra for packaging, but in this case, you're not really paying extra. This is just the packaging you get. But it's super cool. You can see, Outdoor Elite, we have basically just a close-up of a stinger, a tail and stinger from a scorpion, which, you know, is a theme here. And on the front we have the very, very cool knife itself through the body. Well, I guess it's not through the body, but the snake is hugging it. So anyway, there you go. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, there it is. Do I need to say more? That's an ugly knife to me. Everything about it's ugly. So I don't even know where to start. Well, I'll start here. This knife is fantastic. What I mean by that is that it cuts very, very well. All right, you can see on the back here we also have that little scorpion. Come on, I gotta zoom in. It's always better if I zoom in. The lighting is making it hard, but you see the same thing, a little tail there, the Mettle 3, serial number. That's what we're looking for. CPM S35VN. This thing actually does perform very, very well. We have a very odd grind here, which again, I've never seen in my life. It's like a Tanto, only most of the blade is the tip where the transition is. So we have our first point here and an angle change. So straight edge and angle up. Then once you get to the point, which is very, very fine, all right, which is fantastic if you get little splinters and stuff out. We have a back cut, straight angle, but then it dips down, comes straight, and then dips back up. So yeah, I mean, that's super weird. Let me put it against this black background so you can kind of see that better. There's the full blade profile. That's a first. Never seen anything quite like that. And the handle itself fits the knife, so the blade is mostly in the handle. So you can see how that handle's cut out. But it's just ugly. It's ugly. Big fat blue backspacer. You notice that there is a Phillips head hardware on here as well. So Phillips for our pivot screw. All right, Phillips for our body screws. Interesting. Now, of course, we know that from, you know, Emerson. They'll use Phillips and flathead and stuff. But also for our pocket clip as well, which is a deep conceal clip. The clip does actually work very well. The knife carries very nicely in the pocket. It's just ugly. Now, what's also really strange, first of all, we have a super squared off top, which is just, it looks bad and it's not that comfortable. Button lock, but no flipper. So usually when we have button locks, we have a flipper on it. Not to say they're all like that. It is, you know, rare to have a button lock that you have to use the lock itself to open the knife. All right, so not a huge deal. It's very fidget friendly in that respect, but people who don't like button locks, specifically because they don't know how to open it or it's awkward to them, there's no thumb stud, no opening hole, nothing like that. So, you know, if you don't want to use the button lock, I guess you could push it and then kind of try to pinch the blade, but there's not much there, and slowly open it like that. But that's awkward, and it's not meant to be open that way. You basically just have to press the button, swing the blade out, and let go in time so it doesn't bounce back, because you can easily do this, where it, you know, doesn't fully lock. So, I mean, yeah, the little slots on the handle, the cutouts there, it's just really looks like a gas station knife from the 90s. Like, in every way possible except the blade steel. So, it's so weird because it really is such a good performing knife. Like, it cuts very, very well. But not only is it ugly, it's not that ergonomic. You can see that the dip down here for the thumb is kind of nice. There's no jimping or anything, but where my thumb kind of lands just in holding this, the base of the thumb is almost being pushed up a little by just that angled edge. So it seems like a nice cutout, but it's not really that nice. The front is just totally flat. There's no finger choil to speak of. All right, so obviously if you choke down, I suppose this can work kind of like a finger choil where it's a little more comfortable down here, but most people are going to hold it like this. Yeah, I mean, I guess if your pointer finger's here and your two fingers are there, naturally that's the most comfortable grip. But I'm not choking up on it this much when I'm using it. I'm just kind of naturally holding it back here, which is just way uncomfortable. So yeah, I mean, the only thing I love about it is the fact that we have a fantastic blade steel. It's also a very pointy blade, which again is a pro and a con. It's a pro for people who are delicate with their knives. You can really get into very, very, very fine cutting. I mean, it's literally like a scalpel blade. But the guys who are rough on their knives, that is absolutely going to break off, and your new blade profile is going to look like that. So you have a screwdriver on the end. So yeah, what do you guys think of it? It's just a surprise, a real surprise. The thin scales here, big thick spacer. All right, the width of the knife I like. It's not too thin. It feels thin, right? But it's not. But it's not chunky either. I just I don't know, the whole thing is just like mesmerizingly ugly. I just again, totally shocked with it, but I had to try it out because, you know, I like all the Olight knives. There hasn't been a single one that I don't like, and even though this is really ugly, I still like it. I still like it because it performs well. And honestly, when you, like, you know, do pocket dumps and pocket checks and people are like, yeah, I got this or that, it's like, oh, cool, cool, cool. Wow, that's cool, that's a nice knife, whatever. You whip out this thing, it's going to have a conversation, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, as opposed to the guy who has the conversation over his $1,500 knife, right? Or his $900 knife or whatever. But you break this thing out, people are going to be talking. It probably won't be all that great, but, you know, if you actually give it a shot, I mean, this is the ugly girl at the dance. I'm just saying. Upon first impressions, you're not interested, right? You're like, nah, hell no. But, you know what? She's got a good heart. She's great in bed. She's smart. She's funny. You're missing out if you don't go at least try, right? And you never know. You might fall in love. So that is the Oknife Mettle 3. A total surprise. So anyway, I just wanted to share my experiences with it, my thoughts, my opinions. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Is there an uglier knife? Let me know. Take care.